Next, let's try constructing a set of parallel lines. To start off with, we'll draw one line with our straight edge, and this will be one of our two parallel lines. Then we just need to choose any point P that's not on the line, and this will be a guide for where our second parallel line will go. Before we get to drawing the second parallel line, though, we need to add a transversal line, which we'll talk about in Chapter 3, but basically I just need any line that goes through point P and intersects the first line. That will act as a transversal, and it will be a guide for us in our next steps. In Chapter 3, we'll talk about corresponding angles postulate, which will tell us that if we have two corresponding angles that are congruent, then the lines must be parallel. So essentially what we need to do now is take this angle that I'll call the vertex A over here and copy that angle to P. So we're basically going right back to copying an angle, where I'm going to put the point of the compass on A and draw an arc through the interior of that angle. Then I'll bring the same span over to point P and construct the same arc over here. Next up, I need to be willing to change the compass setting. Copying an angle was one of those ones where you had to change the compass setting at some point. And so I'm going to adjust the span of the compass to make sure that it matches the width of the angle at that arc that I created. And bring that span over to the arc around P to mark off how wide the angle is right there. So I'm taking this width and bringing it to angle P. Now I have what I need for a copied angle, and I'm done with the compass. I'll go back to my straight edge and draw a line that goes through P and hits the intersection of those two arcs. And if this is done well, I should be able to notice that the first line I drew and this third line are parallel. I can use arrow markings to show in the diagram that those are parallel lines.